Okay, now we're going to talk about the 332 delivery system. This delivery system is very nice. It can go left, right very simply. First, I'm going to show you how easily it can move left and right. I push the brake, lift the tubings, and I can move this to the other side. And as shown, within seconds, it can be for a left-handed practitioner and vice versa. From the base of the chair, we have a rigid arm. On the rigid arm is our water bottle. I'm going to demonstrate how to take the water bottle off. First, we need to release the pressure, which is air pressure, within the water bottle. I turn the master switch off. Now I'm going to come to the water bottle and lift, releasing the pressure, and take it off. Very simple. A few things to notice. There is no uptake tube here. The uptake tube is inside the water bottle itself. This water bottle is a 2-liter water bottle. There are no threads, so the option of cross-threading is no longer a problem. It is 2 pins that actually go into the grooves. So we also sell ICX, which is a water maintenance product, and that helps maintain the quality of the water line and the quality of the water itself. When you have filled this with water, you place the ICX tab within it. The ICX tab is effervescent, so we'll actually just effervescent away, and then it goes throughout the lines in the delivery system. After I fill the water bottle, I simply come back, I put it on the stem and twist up until it stops. When I turn on the master switch again, you will hear the water bottle be pressurized. On here we have a tray. This tray does swivel, allows you to put your instruments and whatnot on there. We have our syringe and then our handpiece tubings. All handpiece tubings must be in place except the one that you're using. If you pull more than one handpiece tubing out at a time, it will give you an indication that it is not going to operate with 2 handpiece tubings out. The next item we have is the brake. It allows us to move the delivery easily. If I want to go up and down, I push this brake button. Pneumatically, it lets it move, and then it stays when I release. Next item we have are the touchpads. This touchpad is our deluxe touchpad. We'll go line by line on this touchpad. The first 2 icons are for cuspidors. So this cuspidor would be the cuspidor rinse and the cup fill. The next icon is for the LED light. When I push this button, the LED light turns on. If I hold it for 2 seconds, I can turn off the LED light. The next button is if you have an electric motor and it says E, that gives you the endo mode. We do not have an electric configured here, so I cannot show you that at this time. This blue screen is an indication telling you what kind of handpiece or what percentages or speeds your handpieces are going if it is an electric motor. When I pull out this, it will just say turbine, and that's for air driven. The next item is the memory button. If we have a product that is integrated that has memories, for example, electrics, cavitrons, piezoscalar, then we can go ahead and set the percentages with that. In this example, all I have is air driven, so we cannot utilize the memory button here. Plus minus, what that allows us to do is if I have an electric, cavitron, or piezo, I can increase or decrease the RPM of whatever product I'm using or percentage for the scalar. The next item is if I had an electric, I can reverse the direction of the electric motor. Then we get down to the chair functionality. We have little icons. This is the chair itself for the backrest going up and down. And the next one is for the base to go up or down. So if I push this button, you will notice the backrest move. If I push this button, the backrest comes up. If I push this button, the base of the chair rises. And if I push this button, the base of the chair goes down. Then we have the entry-exit positions of our particular touchpad. The first one is entry-exit. So when I push this button, the chair will go wherever it's been programmed, and I will show you how to program here very soon. The next button is for bringing the patient into the operatory position. The third button is a lot of times used, so if you're doing an X-ray or a Nomad, you want to bring the patient in between, not all the way down, not all the way up, and it allows them to go ahead and take that X-ray more comfortable for the practitioner. This last button has a P on it, and I'm going to hit it so that I can actually program the chair. So when I push the P button, I get a single beep. And when I push the icon that I want it to be memorized by, I get a triple beep, thereby telling me that it's been programmed for that position. So on this particular delivery, we have the deluxe touchpad. You can also have the option of having a standard touchpad on this delivery. Okay, on this side of the delivery system, it's important to know what's going on. We have the master switch. This turns on the delivery and turns off the delivery. So on the side of the delivery, you need to be able to adjust the amount of water going on to the burr for burr coolant. And we do that with these knobs right here. The first knob is the amount of air going through the handpiece to create a mist for a burr coolant. Then these other knobs that are in a row, that is the amount of water that will go through the handpiece for the burr coolant. On these knobs, you turn clockwise or to the right, reduces the amount of water going through the burr. You increase the amount of water by going counterclockwise. Now you will notice we have 3 levers or 3 knobs on the side of the delivery. And that is going to be for the first, second, and third position. First, second, and third position on this particular delivery. On the back of the delivery, we have the flush, that if we ever have to flush out the water of the tubings, and we have our oil collector. And what this will have is a 2x2 gauze in it. And when you do an air-driven handpiece, the exhaust, after it goes through the turbine and turns the turbine in a handpiece, exhausts out this back port. If you have oil in this particular gauze, you need to double check your handpiece maintenance. We should not have oil on this gauze. So here I have the syringe. You have 2 buttons. One button operates just air, one button operates just water. The water for this syringe is coming from the water bottle we discussed earlier. The syringe tip is a metal syringe tip that comes from ADEC. It has 3 little notches in it. The first 2 line up with O-rings. The last one, or most farthest in of the syringe, is an indicator only. When I place this into the syringe itself, if I still see that last indication, that means the syringe is not locked in place and it can expel and go into the oral cavity. When we set that syringe, we want it to be tight and have that 3rd notch disappear. This can twist, so it's able to be moved wherever you, the assistant or doctor, would like to use this. The same idea is on our assistance package in the back. Now I'm going to discuss a 6-pin tubing. 6-pin tubing, as you can see, has 6 holes in the tubing itself. What's going on here? We have 2 large holes in the middle. The smaller of the large holes is when I hit the rheostat with my foot, air pressure comes out the smaller hole. It goes into the handpiece, spins the turbine, and exhausts out of the larger of the 2 large holes in the middle. And then it escapes out of the oil collector. The 2 little holes below on the bottom here, one is air and one is water. When those 2 meet at the handpiece and diffuse into spray, that is where you get your burr coolant. The 2 holes on top are basically like a plug-in on the wall at your house. That is for LED, for a coupler to plug into to get the power to illuminate the bulb. Now I'm going to talk about the functionality of the armrest. It is a 2-position armrest. It's either up or it goes forward for entry-exit of the patient.